Hey guys, in today's video we're gonna be doing a review for the movie called Lucifer, released in 2019, directed by Prithviraj Sukumaran, who also stars in the movie for a small role, and leading star Mohanlal, as well as the antagonist Vivek Oberoi. Of course, it stars many other people in the movie, and I got a lot to say about this movie. So this is how the review is gonna be. Very simple. We're gonna talk about the good and the bad parts of the movie, the plot, the characters, the conflict, the storyline, the direction, the visuals, the action, choreography, stuff like that. And in the end, we're gonna give our review from 1 to 10. Of course, 10 for the best, 1 for the worst. And if you guys are interested in a spoiler review of the movie, where we discuss deeply all the parts, like Mohanlal's intro scene, that was a really amazing scene. And there were several action fight scenes. There are other scenes and dialogues that you want me to do a good discussion with some pictures, of course. For that video, all you gotta do is subscribe to the channel and get this video to 150 likes. So share the video to other people who love watching movies and want a review of Lucifer. So let us start. So Lucifer, I have a lot to say about this movie. Number one, let's talk about all the good parts. Number one, it is based on politics, and usually politics is a boring topic, but they made it really good in this movie. In this movie, they made politics like a super gangster movie and a huge conflict on every part of this story, which makes it so interesting. At the same time, the movie deals with so many other problems and the dark parts of the politics, the underground, the stuff that is going on, the control for power, the gangsters involved, the funding. It teaches you a lot about politics. That's number one. That's what I really like. See, this is based on Indian politics. That's number one. So foreigners may have a little bit of problem, but I just know a basic amount of knowledge about the Indian politics, because Indian politics has the many party system. Countries like, if I'm right, US has two-party system and China has one-party system. So for them, the politics is pretty simple, but for countries like India, where there are several parties trying to get the control of a state or whatever, then the problems arise a lot. So you gotta have a small amount of basic understanding of Indian politics to at least understand what's going on and the power hunger for the top spot. And there are a lot of people trying to get it. The most interesting characters for me in the entire movie were two, of course. Mohanlal, I understand why you guys like him. This is my first Mohanlal movie and I am sure as hell impressed by him. And Vivek Oberoi. A lot of people don't give him credit, but guys, in his first Mollywood debut, don't tell me that he did not perform amazingly. He was the perfect antagonist. Sometimes when the villains are not good enough, the heroes don't seem so great. Because Vivek Oberoi was such a great actor and he played his part as a villain character, as this very bastard type of a character, a power-hungry bastard, so he really gave a tough competition to the character of Mohanlal. So overall, the plot was pretty good, where these politicians are trying to get the power of the state after the leader PKR dies, and all these other politicians plus some other people are trying to get power. And there's also Steven, the main character, who was previously an assistant of the main leader who died. So there's a lot of power play here. And then last hour just goes on a different mode. So let's talk about plot. As I said, it's very interesting. Of course, sometimes, some places it bounced a little bit from politics to gangster issues and a little bit here and there. But at the end of the day, it was pretty good of a plot. Nice one. It really got me hooked up to the movie for 3 hours. Characters, for me, my favorite was Mohanlal. And after that, of course, we had Vivek Oberoi. Other characters performed really well, but I think these two stood out. Prithviraj Sukumaran had a very small amount of role, and he didn't get a role where he could show more of his acting. I cannot say I really liked him in the movie, because he played this hardcore killer in the movie with no expression. So it's good that he didn't do an expression. So he played the part really well for not doing any expression. But at the end of the day, I didn't get a chance to see more of his acting. So that's why. And I think his name was Tovino Thomas. The first time I saw that star, it was also pretty impressive. Some nice expressions and acting and whatever that was. His performance was also impressive. My first glimpse of Tovino Thomas, right, was also pretty amazing. So characters, pretty well done, especially Steven's character development. Now, Vivek Oberoi's character was pretty good. It had a motive to get the power of the state, put a puppet ruler, and in a way rule the state. But Steven's character was much better because there was good development from childhood and the problems that he had and what he's doing right now. So character development in this movie was amazing. Hats off to Prithviraj Sukumaran. Now we talk about action scenes. There were 5 action scenes in the movie, 2 with Mohanlal, 2 with Prithviraj Sukumaran, and 1 with Vivek Oberoi. Small one. But all of these 5 action scenes were off the charts. Usually, nowadays, I stopped liking action movies because they're boring action. Yes, it's just shooting guns, bam, 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 people die, a little bit of punch and kick, but there is no interesting choreography. In this one, we had 5 action sequences that all 5 of them were like off the chart. Mohanlal's fight in the jungle and then his fight scene in the jail were both just on a different level. Enjoyed it so much. Impressive to see such an actor who is already in his 60s, right? Being able to do this type of action is just unimaginable. At the same time, Prithviraj Sukumaran also got 2 action sequences where he got to fight some extra villains, but good choreography, action work, and then there's the voice, there's the camera angles, everything was perfect. Even Vivek Oberoi's small action scene that was like around a minute long, but that was pretty good at the same time. If we talk about other parts of the movie, I think visuals were really good, but at the end of the day, if there is any problem with the movie, I think it could be just because of the fact that it pans more to the Indian audience and not the foreign. That's just my thought on it, because the main topic revolves around the fact that this is based on Indian politics and it's a party system, it's a political system that foreigners don't understand. That's what the first part's about: funding, about this and that problem, about the corruption, about the power-hungry play, the MLAs, the other ministers and stuff like that. Could be confusing to the foreigners because it is not meant for them. They should at least have a basic knowledge, and I knew about this, so it was very understandable for me, all the parties and everything. So it was pretty understandable. A little bit confusing on that side. They could have done it to be more of an international movie, but again, it doesn't matter because it still went on to become a blockbuster, #1 Malayalam movie. And I'm gonna be making a video soon on why I think L2M Puran, the second part, will be better than Lucifer. It's not that Lucifer is not a good movie. I'm just saying L2M Puran, the second part, has so many stuff that could make it a much better movie than Lucifer, in even next level. So I'm going to be making a video on that. You can stay hooked up, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification. We're going to get that as soon as possible. And we're getting to the end. There were almost everything in the movie I told you about. If you want me to do a proper spoiler discussion, we can do that. All you got to do is get this video to 150 likes, subscribe to the channel, so you can share the video to get there, and we can do that video soon. So my rating from 1 to 10 would be 8.5 out of 10. I really believe that this movie was amazing. Of course, the politics part could have been done slightly more conflict at some good selected parts. In the plot, could have been much amazing. This movie could have been like another Oscar level movie if they just put couple of more good conflicts in some good important parts. Yes, there were some good parts, and I thought that maybe this part could have been 10 times better if you just put an extra conflict or an extra problem here and there, and then there would be more problems to face and fight in the movie and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, it was still a very enjoyable movie. If I'm to sum up this movie, Lucifer is a political action drama movie with a little bit bouncy plot, but very entertainable visuals, action scenes, dialogues. Don't even get me started on dialogues. They were just insane dialogues because this is politics. So many dialogues and comebacks between politicians and all the other characters was amazing, with good dialogues and a very enjoyable movie at the end of the day. So 8.5 out of 10, and soon I'm going to be reviewing Tupaki Vijay's movie as well. Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, as soon as possible. And more Mohanlal movie. I think my next Mohanlal reaction would be Tanmatra. I'll try to get that movie. And with that, guys, we're going to be ending the video here. More reviews are about to come, and of course, good news, box office is opening again, cinemas are opening. We're going to do some of those videos as well, speaking about the latest numbers and stuff like that. That has always been my inspiration, the box office, my passion. I loved it for a long time, so we're going to be doing those videos on the channel as well. And with that, see you guys next time.